So if you're waiting for a 50% market-wide collapse, I don't think this is likely to happen anytime soon. 60,000 registered brokers only in Dubai. We have too many brokers, guys. Tenants are aggressively negotiating rents down, but marketing doesn't equal reality. What is happening with Dubai property market? It's been about a month since the escalation of Iranian conflict, and right now you hear two extremes about the Dubai property market. Either the market is collapsing or nothing is happening.
Faster than the 2008 financial crisis. The Dubai Financial Market Real Estate Index is down over 30%.
Dubai real estate market will collapse? Are you crazy? Logically, it's not true.
It causes lots of confusion. However, neither is true, because the shift still is not dramatic, but it's already visible in the behavior. So in this video, I will highlight few of the shifts to understand how the market reacted, what is true, what is not, and what to expect further. Let's go. There was a recent video that went viral and made this false narrative about Dubai market crash circulate around and create a huge misunderstanding. I made a detailed video on my channel. You can see the link above. It explains why it's lie and manipulation. So coming back to the reality. There are no official market reports from Reuters or Property Monitor at this point for the Q1 of 2026. But you can see such info from big real estate companies that they send around. Well, looks promising, right? But people from the industry feel a cognitive dissonance with the reality. What we see and feel about the market is that, yes, transactions are still happening, developers are still active, but speed and confidence are clearly down. This is no longer a momentum-driven market. It's becoming cautious, price-sensitive, negotiation-driven, and aggressive in terms of expectations from the buyers and tenants. The biggest shift is happening in rentals. We can see that at some point it's almost a repeat of COVID dynamics. First, of course, hotels dropped prices as expected due to a decline in tourism. Hotel operators reduced rates significantly. At the same time, the government even stepped in with support measures. Hotel-related fees deferred. So, due to this, tenants are moving out of traditional rentals. Instead of renewing annual contracts, tenants move into hotel apartments or short-term flexible stays because the situation is unclear. Because obviously for some people income visibly dropped, job security weakened, people don't want to commit to one-year leases and large upfront payments. For those who stick to traditional rentals, negotiation pressure is real now. This is critical. Tenants are aggressively negotiating rents down. Offers are coming in significantly below ask, and landlords will have to start accepting it at some point. Another visible shift is market split. Upgraded, well-located units are still in demand. Older, non-renovated stock is under bigger pressure. So the demand, of course, did not disappear completely, but it shifted to flexibility and price sensitivity. I already touched upon employment shock, and this is the real driver behind everything. We are already seeing layoffs, downsizing, companies shutting down or restructuring. At the same time, the government introduced rent-free incentives for small and medium enterprises, payment deferrals, free waivers to support businesses, and so on. Firas Al-Massadi, CEO of Fund Properties, recently said that the owners of real estate companies should still pay salaries to their employees. He means back office staff mostly, as brokers are commission-based, obviously.
But you cannot delay payments, and you cannot not pay salaries. CEOs and business owners, yes, you can optimize costs, you can talk to your employees about a new salary structure if it's mutually agreed, but you cannot delay payments.
And this is just confirms what I heard from multiple sources, both Abu Dhabi and Dubai, that many real estate companies are either completely shutting down or laying off some of their back office staff and even brokers. And you know what? Well, the problem is 60,000 registered brokers only in Dubai. We have too many brokers, guys. Way more than market needs. A lot of them come due to war between Russia and Ukraine on the hype. Now it's time to go home, guys, because majority of these people know only one narrative that helped them sell all these years. But it's not there anymore. So what all of this tells us is support is needed, so obviously pressure already exists. We cannot deny obvious things. So what happens next is that some residents will leave, others will stay but downgrade. Demand shifts to cheaper units, smaller units, and flexible living. Now let's look at off-plan. What we see is that developers are starting to react as well. We are now seeing early signs on the developer side as well. Incentives are slowly coming back. Not everywhere, but clearly returning payment deferrals, post-handover payment plans, Dubai department fees, waivers, discounts on slow-moving inventory. So if you've been thinking about buying an off-plan, this is the best time to enter. Important nuance. On prime liquid projects, incentives are still limited. On weaker, slower inventory, incentives are already aggressive. What this means is the market is not correcting evenly. It's correcting asset by asset, project by project. So let's come back to record sales headlines that are actually misleading. Dubai hits record transaction volume and stuff like that. This many billions of transactions closed in the first quarter of 2026 and so on. But you need to understand what's inside those numbers. Transaction volume includes land deals, bulk developer sales, internal transfers, gift transactions. All of this inflate the volume, but they don't necessarily reflect real demand. So what actually matters is resale transactions, time on the market, discount levels, negotiation behavior, and expectations, of course. And from these messages in brokers groups, we can see clearly that official numbers do not reflect the real market behavior. Where real pressure is showing the most. Selective repricing. We are seeing sharp drops in individual assets, pricing returning to earlier cycle levels. These are not trends yet, but more like situational deals under pressure. Another thing, family office activity. There are evidences of large portfolios being adjusted, land and villa disposals on the Palm Jumeirah, for example. However, this is not panic in this sector. I see it as capital repositioning, broker distress deals. A lot of deals are now marketed as distress, but marketing doesn't equal reality. Many are just repriced listings, not forced sales, but altogether it creates a kind of a noise and wrong expectation about the market. At the same time, demand still exists. Manchester branded projects by developer Ohana in Abu Dhabi was sold in one day. So it shows that capital didn't disappear, but it became selective. Market segmentation is now very clear. The market is no longer moving as one. When it comes to ultra-prime properties, it is still stable, low supply, no urgency. In general, we see some random below market deals, but again, this is occasional, not trendy. Mid-market segment is still active, but it's way slower than before and very negotiation heavy. And weaker, oversupplied assets are obviously under pressure. This is where we see discounting starts and selling times become longer. So to summarize, the Dubai market is not in a crash situation. We are in a transition phase. So the key shift is basically from momentum-driven market to, I would call it, price discovery market, where buyers negotiate harder, sellers adjust expectations, and pricing gaps widen. So if you're waiting for a 50% market-wide collapse, I don't think this is likely to happen anytime soon, because markets don't correct uniformly. And the most important, most real opportunities are not listed publicly. You can request current off-market deals directly via WhatsApp and my below market deals website. The link will be in the pinned comment and in the description box under this video. You'll find the latest distress deals there. Thanks for watching and see you soon.